You're good.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the July 7th Community Programs Committee meeting. Lori, can you take attendance?
I sure will. Supervisor William Finnan, Councilmember Moskowitz, Beth Greenwood, Emily Orminski, Julie Lohr, Seth Goldstein, and Linda O'Brien.
Thank you. And I will take a motion to approve the minutes of the June 2nd meeting.
I move to approve the minutes from the June 2nd meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the minutes are approved. Lori, you didn't receive any public comment, did you?
I did not, but a very nice email from a gentleman who had asked permission to use a metal detector in our parks. So he updated me on his little fines that he's been finding, and he's been having a wonderful time. So he wanted to thank the town for allowing him to do so. So he's been having a ball. Has not found anything yet, and said basically he got Heineken and Corona Lighter beer of choice. That's all he added. So
All right, then we will move on to community programs.
town pool update. The pool opened for the season on Saturday, the 25th. Want to give a humongous shout out to Charlie, Ronnie, and a bunch of the pools up and running. It was in, it needed a lot of work, and all hands were on deck, and they did an amazing job. So thank you so much to everyone who helped. For the summer programs update, the summer programs and playground programs started this week, and we were off to an amazing start. Registrations have surpassed last year, and we're expecting the remainder of the season to only get better, especially with our summer playground program. One of the parks actually has a wait list, which is the first time that's ever happened. So it's wonderful. Our summer concert series has gotten off to a decent start, only a couple of rain delays. We have another one starting this evening. That's the Carla Page Show Band. And the following for July are the All Paul Show on the 14th, Loose Change on the 21st, and Joe's Boys on the 28th. All of which are going to be amazing acts. The Farmers Market begins this Saturday at Town Hall. This is the 4th season, and it runs through October 15th from 8:30 to 12:30 in the day. Fall soccer update. Registration is as expected. Everybody always needs a little nudge, which reminder will be going out today. Registration closes on August 1st before the late fee kicks in, and as always, Chief is looking for referees.
And coaches.
And coaches, paid and not paid coaches, but referees are paid and volunteer as well. And resolution, I would count it to the list.
Then Ray in his committee meeting earlier brought up the bus and the van.
Yes, I was watching that and had a discussion with that. We want to move because we don't want to have another discussion next month. So we're hoping we're gonna put in for a Sprinter van because that's what would fit the needs for everybody else. We know it's gonna be a wait, but the longer we wait to put it through, the longer we're gonna be on that list. So
So we'll do a reso then for that. For this
we want to move forward, get those going.
and Ken's working over.
We got all the information. I haven't heard back from you. Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So you guys are all set. Yep. Okay. Great. We're just moving ahead.
Okay. Perfect. I know I didn't discuss this with you, but as I was sitting here, I realized that maybe this would be the opportunity. I know we had anticipated the facilities use manual, and doing the standard license agreement going into effect for July. But it's what I'm learning is that there's a lot of nuances with each of the different clubs, and I'm only one person, and I don't have the ability to meet with all of the clubs to do addendums if necessary by that time frame. So I think the only one that would be, or maybe two that would be majorly affected if we waited until next year to do the standard agreement would be maybe soccer and football. So my thoughts were maybe doing just a short extension of their current license agreements with the facilities use manual still staying in effect, but the standard license agreements with any potential addendums would be for next year, dividing a little bit more time. And to be fair to everybody, since I don't have the ability.
Right.
to
Do you don't have to rush through something?
No,
Right.
I want to make sure it's done well.
Right.
There is a lot to it because there's, some clubs are paying for things where we need to make sure we're still having them pay that, but then we're factoring in, what is the maintenance credits going to be and different things, and there's just a lot to it, and it's proving to be a much bigger project than I think we initially anticipated it being, so I know it would help me out a lot if we could maybe proceed that way. That everybody's looking to that.
I think that sounds perfect.
Yeah, makes
So I was actually asking about it today, Dr. Palmer. And they're asking about the license agreement.
Okay,
Which I
and I
think
know
is
I
what
was talking to
started.
Missing Connors, so I'll reach out to her and Connor and touch them, just let them know that that's.
So we're just
where
gonna
we're at with
extend
things.
last year's agreement through next year.
No, just to the end of this year.
Oh.
So they only have,
Yeah, they're doing a fall break.
Yeah,
or did they have a license agreement with Bob?
we did not.
It was
That's
the same
what I'm saying, they wanted, so we might have to do something like for just a short for the second half of this year.
Absolutely.
Football, I was thinking if they're okay with it, then maybe we could just do a quick addendum extending theirs 1 year for this
So
year.
the license agreement that we adopted last month will go into effect January 1st.
Right. We can have them sign, well, we can have them sign for next year in advance, but it's been already
won't go into
approved, it's
right.
just that we won't,
It just won't go into effect until then.
right, we won't start using them until then.
So what about, so I did get,
Well, we can use them, yeah, you're right, we could use them for the ones that are just
That-
popping up, that are just like,
okay, yeah,
we could
the
still use them for those
gentleman who
ones.
wanted to rent for capital.
Capital, right.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
So
no, I
that's
guess there
still in
is
effect.
Yes,
Okay.
that's been approved, it was just to get all of the clubs to be able to be, we didn't wanna only do it for some and not for others, we wanted to do it for all at the same time, so
Okay.
make sure that we're fair to all the clubs and do it all at the same
Okay.
time. It would help me, I think there's just no way that I'll be able to do
No,
all
no,
the clubs and have them ready for this
Right.
month.
I think we're better off waiting and doing it the right way probably.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. And it gives them even more notice, so I don't think it's going to be a detriment to anyone.
No, I think so. That's great. That's all I have.
Okay.
Linda?
Well, you already answered about the minutes, so we're good on that. So that's good. Water aerobics is up and running and people are loving it. The numbers vary depending on the weather, how chilly they perceive the water to be. So, but it's really good. They're not running this week, but it picks right up again next week and it's well received, so. We were supposed to be in party prep mode this week, however, we found out that Schenectady County is doing their summer night out.
Can't compete with that.
So, yeah, there was, yeah. So we already talked to Zoe. She's really easy to work with. She's super. So we have rescheduled it right now for August 26th.
And she has the date on.
Zoe is 100% fine with it. We changed our band. We had to change the actual band because the one fellow we had couldn't do it. Couldn't do that date. So we're going to try another group.
Oh, we have some- Julie may have some suggestions for you as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
Who do you have?
I can't remember, actually, to tell you the truth. We talked about so many.
Yeah.
So
That's the pool party.
that's the pool party,
That's
August
August
26th. Yeah. So if you want to email me or whatever, give us a shout and then we can toss it around.
Yeah, for Bill Morris. Because, yeah, he's got a different band and he got rained out but they weren't able to do the Sunday after,
Mhm.
which is when we're kind of using as rain dates.
Mhm.
So we've told all the other bands that those Sundays are kind of open to them for a rain date. So I was gonna reach out to him and say, if you can be ready kind of at a moment's notice, for tonight, it's beautiful, so we don't need this Sunday. If they would be available on that short notice, they could pop in, but I can't schedule a Sunday long-term because if we have to cancel the Thursday concert,
Right.
that band really has the
Right.
rights to that Sunday. So I felt bad, but I know that they want to perform, and we know that they're good, so.
Yeah.
We had it in the past.
We have had in the past. Is there a
Yes.
fee with that for them?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But
She's working with a band now and we're actually gonna have another conversation with them and they're not charging.
Oh.
Okay.
So I think we should just do our due diligence, flush that out, make sure we understand, and then if we run into a problem, first call, because we love
Okay.
him, and he's he's doing a nice job. So, okay, that'd be great, thank you. Also Nicola, she's gonna do a little water aerobics demonstration, and she's on board too, so she needs to switch to that date, and we're good to go. So we kind of have our thoughts on that, and we'll deal with we're just gonna push all the supply shopping and whatever in the prep till to August at this point. We are going to be doing some supply shopping on Monday, probably over at Restaurant Depot, just because our snack bars are kicking it.
That's awesome.
Because came out
That
of
is a little
nowhere.
big snack.
And it's just, so happy days. So so we'll go take care of some business that way. Our exercise is doing well. The indoor exercises slowed down a little bit just because some of our, as you know, some of our instructors takes some time off. Our Tai Chi, that little Connie Nagy, who is 92, and she comes in and she has a class of 15 people every Tuesday and Thursday.
What's her name?
Connie Nagy. She's amazing. She's awesome. Love her. And lots of energy. She puts me to shame that I'm a lot or so. Qigong. We have this woman who came to us. She's new to the area and she has slid in and she's opened up her own class and also continues to be really popular. So between the three, that and the water aerobics, we're still just fine. Gershon's continues to be a success. We're averaging about 50 a day there. One of our regulars, Joe Camillo, who just passed, and we got a really, really nice phone call from his daughter.
That's nice.
Yeah, and she said, I don't think you guys realize. She's like, it may seem small to you. She said, but it was a big deal for her dad. And so he went in with congestive heart failure, and we just kind of passed on back and forth. And it's just that's why we do it. So
That's awesome.
yeah, very sweet, but our dishwasher is giving us it's actually a sanitizer. We call it a dishwasher, and it has been full of water, and it's not draining. So Ron was over working on it, and he, the lines are clear. He thinks it might be like a timing piece, that kind of like the cycling piece. So at this point, they can't fix it. It could also be the fact that we have such hard water here that it's just over time an issue. And we run it probably a little less than we did before. So, but we do run it weekly. So I do have a guy that I use personally, unless somebody else has a suggestion for appliance repair.
Well, did Charlie look at it yet?
Yeah,
Oh,
Charlie
okay.
and Ron are kind of like
Got it. Okay.
team and working through it. I did mention that I had a young guy. He seems to know his way around. I was just going to shoot him a picture of the make and model, see if he could give us if he does commercial. I don't know. B, if he could give us a quote, and then I would just run it through you. And if that's something you guys want to do, or if that works, great. And if it doesn't, just let me know. We'll go in another direction. I apologize for my appearance. We were literally playing in the dirt today, so I got to spray paint all over. So, but we have the reason I say this because we actually put together we were talking about a cutting board. And we put together an herb garden.
Oh, nice.
So people can cut and take. So, and that's right up front by the main door. So if you guys want to take a spin through, we don't have all the umbrellas up yet, but the, nice, pretty good. So, yeah. So, and we try and, it helps us camouflage the foundation. But it helps. Like, that's it, really. I think, things are good. People are doing well. So,
And you guys are back open next week.
That's right. I think we're scheduling a meeting, right, to maybe talk about the volunteer, and if we can get the adult volunteer part, and we'll work on the piece later.
That I think is a really
fine
smart way to
by
do
us,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's just
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
No.
That's Brennan's idea. I think she sent the email out, which is kind of like a spin on the combining the two, is that families like
Yeah.
adults and their kids can kind of do it together potentially, and then that would alleviate some of the concern as far as supervision and different things
Right.
too. So
yeah, and that was the biggest concern with the insurance though, was if we had kids, the supervision piece was that was their real sticking point. So I thought that was a good suggestion as well. But definitely the adults are easier because the supervision piece becomes less.
Yeah, I mean, I wondered because we had, remember that Helping Hands, and we had reached out to them, and they weren't, I mean, I guess they weren't really that receptive, like they weren't available as readily as people needed them. So
Yeah.
we never really connected the dots with them, but I didn't know why that and not this or whatever, but we're really very flexible. We do have like seniors is we gotta work on that because my mom's 84 and we call her senior, she and we have a lot of people who are coming in that are our age and are like seniors, it's not okay. I'm like, "Oh." So we'll work on renaming at some point. But the whole thing is that we have people that are retiring earlier these days and they're coming in and they're like, you know, I want to work with older people. I want to do
Nice.
that. And it, you know, some are very particular about how, and other people are just whatever. They'll, you know, get up for rain or go walk a dog or do whatever. And we thought that would be less risk. And we have been doing, there are boards in place that we've been doing since before I even got here. So we thought, well, at least we could work with the adult population. And that's what ended up that.
Right.
So, okay.
No, I think we're all on the same page and we can have a meeting. No
Okay.
worries if you're not available next week, but I know Wednesday and Thursday I'm pretty open.
And one of the options was Thursday. I'm flexible, so
Okay.
whatever works.
Yeah, same. You guys decide and we'll be there. We'll be ready for you.
Linda, do you have a use for, I have a student who's been calling a lot and is looking for volunteer opportunities, like just on program days or helping with the garden
Yeah.
or just, you know, individual, you
Mhm.
know.
There was a young woman that I spoke with. She was great. She asked good questions.
Was it Jane by any chance? Because I had told her that I was going to be reaching out to the senior center, so I don't know if she
It
got
might have been.
but
It
I
might
also
have
told her
been.
that I needed a few weeks. 'cause
She's
she
a
hit me right
junior over
the
at the
end
high
of
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was
So was
really
it Jane
sweet.
Biagla?
I don't know.
No,
That doesn't sound
no,
familiar to
Jane,
me.
Jane Hong, maybe?
Yeah. I think it's one of the same. She was very sweet. We had a nice conversation and I explained to her that we're, you know, stay tuned. You know, we'll get in touch. I did put her email into our system so that she gets updates on senior and town news. So if we put a call out for something, she would give us a call.
Oh.
And we worked it that way. So, but for now, it's kind of hard for us. It is actually more work for us to figure out how to keep a volunteer busy during a regular day
Yeah.
versus, you know what I mean? Unless it's I never talk about something about that. So,
Okay. Does anybody have anything else?
I just have one other thing. We talked about this earlier in the spring about having the Schenectady Public Library. They have children's programs during the summer and they had asked about using one of the pavilions for a couple of their programs. And they have given me the dates. They're publicized now. It's July 21st up at the Community Center Pavilion. That one, I believe, is at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then on August 2nd, and I think that one's at 6 o'clock at night. But they're both advertised through their programs, but we blocked off the pavilion. They're both weekdays, so it's not really taking anything away from a reservation. But they had finally gotten in touch with me with the dates for what those two programs are going to be. And so that's out there, those are happening.
Anything else? All right, I will take a motion to adjourn. Favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Thank you.
How are you on that one? How's it going?
It's great.
Oh, is it?
So informative.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Linda,
Yes.
two things. Robin called me earlier today. Hold on one second.
Yeah, our phone's just.
I was gonna say, if you wanna go, I'll go real quick now.